Stuff. Hey, so this is Karen Lindwall-Bourg, President of the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs. We're going to get started. We're talking about marketing all month in September, so we're going to get started with a little bit of an introduction, and then we're going to turn the floor over to Christina Rader of Rethink Marketing. This is not the first time we've heard from her, so I'm really looking forward to getting more, picking her brain more. Let me share a few little intro slides with you here. One of our goals is just to go deeper and deeper to introduce you. So we sort of have a graduated system where we talk about a particular theme every single month. This month it's marketing. And we start the first week of the month a little bit more basic, or I don't want to say simpler, but a little more basic, and then we just get a little deeper and a little deeper and a little deeper as we go throughout the month. So really it all fits together quite well, not because we designed it that way, but because God is greater than we are. And so you really want to take advantage. If marketing is an interest to you, you want to take advantage of all 4 of the weeks, watch the replays, and then you want to go into the, if you're a member, you want to go into the classroom because there are a couple dozen marketing articles, podcasts, and webinars in there that you want to take advantage of as well. It's our goal to enhance community and education for Christian women entrepreneurs. I introduced myself already. What I love to tell people, and they're probably getting sick of hearing it, is that just joining NACWE and finding a business coach and various things boosted my business. This was in 2012, I think. So enough to keep me going. I mean, I was ready to quit, ready to throw in the towel. So it's worth connecting to a community of other people that want to grow the same way that you do, and seeking education and coaches and various experts in this area to keep you going. This is Callie. You can follow us on our fan page for free, and you can join us in the membership, which costs about $1 a day by the time you put it all together. And we'd love to have you. This is Callie, one of our team members who will be at the conference this next weekend. And we appreciate her comments. She said, I was searching for the right path that would lead me to a place where I could be my own boss, be proud of my work, and be able to help others. NACWE has helped me do all that and more. I'm so thankful for NACWE. And she is the owner of Mighty Markup, an editing company that we utilize all the time. Just a sneak peek from the conference. It starts we have a pre-conference meet and greet on September 13th in the evening, and then the conference is all day Friday and Saturday, the 14th and 15th here in McKinney, Texas. We're wearing boots to honor Texas, and we're going to do a little boot scooting on Friday, and then we're wearing NACWE colors so we can get our pictures made on Saturday. So we're looking forward to having you there. Again, we're talking about, there's my August thing again. Nita will write me a note, please, and let me remember to update that for everybody, because you don't want to know. You might want to know what happened in August. I do. But so, Angela, you got 2 minutes, girl, to talk about the pre-conference. You're muted right now, but come in and talk to us.
Hi. I would love to talk about the pre-conference. We're going to be doing DISC, which is temperaments or personality training. There is an online assessment that you can take. If you will go to my website, furthermoreliving.com, there is the front page is now my page that says services, and it talks about, it has a event status for the conference this weekend, and a place to pay for the workshop, which is $75. Then there are 2 assessments that can be taken. One is the expanded version that costs $30, and when you download your results off the website after taking the test, it will be about 70 pages worth of a download. Karen got this one. She really liked it. It's very detailed. If you're just in for the basics, that would be the summary version, and it costs $18. And when you download it, it's about 40 pages. But we will be teaching and learning about DISC, your temperaments, And I love doing this workshop. It is so much fun to get to know each other and to know our personalities and how we can use them better in our businesses and our families and in our areas of ministry, and to complement us and to give glory to God, because He is the one that gave us our personalities. And so I look forward to any of you that can and want to sign up for the pre-conference on Thursday evening. And if you have any questions, just pop me and message in my furthermoreliving.com.
Be sure and put all of those links in the chat room for us as well.
I will.
So really quickly about that, I'm a more is more person. I wanted the whole 70 pages. A quick testimony is that I've always struggled with, when I take an assessment, that I'm just a little bit on the introvert side, and it bothers me. I think of that as a negative thing. I think one of the things I got out of doing this whole process with Angela, actually you probably still have some more to do, but the part that we've done so far was that that's okay. That's the way that God created me. I've always felt guilty when I needed time off for myself and thought that was a flaw in my temperament and my personality, and now I realize that it's okay. Everyone will be happier if I give myself permission to take a little time for myself. Then really quickly, we're going to get Christina started. The download is in the NACWE membership group. You can go grab it. You probably do want it because you're probably going to want to write a few things down. It looks like this once you get it printed up. It's only 4 pages. You probably have time to go do that if you want to. And then I'm going to tell on Christina and I. Christina's a marketing, I would consider you a marketing expert. I mean, there's no question about that. Very talented in some other areas as well, and really booming. If you go look for her on Facebook, she's everywhere. But I'll tell on us. And it is, I hired Christina, I don't know, was that last year? It was the year before. Or last year. It was in 2017. Yep. To do some, help me with some marketing specific, very specific marketing issues. And before long, I found out very quickly I wasn't ready. And so really what the deal was, well, let's just stop this process right here. That takes guts to do. And she was very gracious to say, I mean, it didn't hurt my feelings. It threw me for a loop, but she was very gracious to say, you are not ready for this. We're still at 0.1, you know, and you're running over here talking to me about 0.7 or whatever. And it was just a shock to me. And so it took me a while to kind of wrap my mind around it. And then I realized, you know, that's okay. In coaching, that's going to happen. It should happen. If she had let me run amok, we would have failed. And so I appreciate that about her. And, you know, we were talking before you got on the call and saying things like, really, I need a marketing coach that gets me ready. She may be that person. I'm not saying she's not. And then I need to hit the floor running and click the buttons and that sort of thing. So I appreciate that about her greatly. Have seen, when we first met, you said to me, I don't think I want to stick with marketing. I kind of want to try some other things out. And then 2 months later, it seemed like you were right back in there, because it's the gifting that you've been given, my interpretation. So we've taken up enough of your presentation time. I'm going to mute me. Let me know if you need me to pop back in any way, and you are on. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Karen. And thank you for your kind words. And, you know, so today, one of the things that we're gonna work through is getting you ready for Facebook ads. And that was one of the things that I was working with Karen on. And so one of the things you have to think about is what happens after the click. You know, what happens after the click? Because 9 times out of 10, they're not going to just go right to purchase. It's not a reality. It doesn't happen that way. It'd be great if it did. But especially when you're targeting a cold audience that has never heard of you before, knows nothing about you, we need to warm them up first. And so that's what this is today. Today it is called the buyer's journey. And we're going to walk through that journey of taking somebody from prospect all the way to their desired end result. And we're going to walk through what happens after the click. So that's what this is about. I can share my screen here, right? Yep. All right. And slideshow, play from start. Okay. Now everybody see that? Good. All right. You have a workbook that hopefully you've printed off by now. And if you don't, if you don't have access to a printer or whatever, that's fine. You can still take notes. It's not like a life or death kind of a thing. You'll still be able to follow along. It's just kind of a guide to help you take your notes a little bit in a little bit more organized fashion. But this will work without it too. So the buyer's journey, the ultimate goal here that we're trying to get to is we want to obviously increase sales. That's it's rare that I talk to a business that doesn't want to increase sales. So that's what we're going to talk about today is the buyer's journey and increasing sales. When we have this journey mapped out and we know and we're crystal clear on where they're going and how they're going to get there, we can communicate that to our prospects. And when we can communicate it to the prospect, they have a better idea of exactly what's in store for them. And they feel more comfortable buying your product or service. So they always want to know, okay, well, what happens? How am I going to get from here to here? And this does that for them. We'll just lay it out. We don't want to tell them how we're going to do it. We're just going to tell them the steps that it takes and that they're going to walk through along their journey. So let's see, how do I advance this? Sorry guys, it's been a little while since I've done a Zoom. Okay, all right, so there's 3 secrets that we're going to talk about today. The first secret is the goal. The second is inventory, and this is your product inventory. And the third is the eternal path. So we're going to start with the goal. And the goal that we're talking about isn't your goal. This is your prospect's goal. And so throughout this path, we always want to keep this end goal in mind. This is I don't want to call it a destination because really there is no destination. There is no end. Ultimately, we hope that they stay clients with us forever. But this is the goal that they want to achieve before they get to that next stage where they set a new goal. So throughout this journey, we're always going to stay focused on the prospect's desired end result. What is their desired end result? In order to determine this, I want you to picture your favorite client. What were the results that you achieved with them? And be specific about it. You know, not only did you increase sales, but what did that mean for them? Think about what their pain point was. Like, were they needing to increase sales so that they could afford to hire an employee to take some of the workload off of them? Or, you know, what was that end result? And were they satisfied? Did they achieve their desired end result? So now that you've thought about that, then what's the next goal for this client? There's always something more, right? Once they achieve the one thing, then, I mean, it's how God wired us. It's how we're designed. We always want something more. We can't just be happy with where we're at. We're always supposed to be growing and stretching ourselves and looking for the new challenge. So what's your client's new challenge? So in your workbooks, if you've got that printed off, I've got a sheet here, desired end result. And you can see here, there's really nothing on it. So if you don't have this printed off, don't feel bad. You can just put this on a piece of paper too. So we're gonna write down the results that we achieved with the client and the next desired result for that client. And if you're not there yet where they have a next desired end result, if you're still working on achieving that first goal, think about what's going to happen when they do reach it. And why do we always want to be thinking what's next? Because we don't want the relationship to end. This is our favorite client, right? We want to stay with them forever. So we want to be able to be one step ahead of them and always be able to deliver the next thing to them. So here's an example. Results achieved were increased traffic and sales. And the next desired result is to launch new product. So when they launch that new product, they're going to need some more marketing assistance, right? In my scenario, I don't know what does everybody do? Who's on the call here? Does anybody want to answer?
I will. I'm Anita. I sell some health and wellness products with Plexus. So my ideal customer is somebody who's, achieved some really great health results. Someone that's used our products to achieve those results. And then because of that, you would have possibly consistent sales because we're consumable products. So it's consistent.
Yeah, just for maintenance, right?
Right.
Yeah, once they achieve their goal, which, might be to be a certain level in their fitness or might be weight loss or whatever, once they achieve it, then they want to maintain it. So that's their next desired end result is maintenance. Yeah.
And then we also, once they're in the groove, I guess you would say, they're comfortable with certain products, then you would want to introduce new products or, other options, or what's their next step toward their health journey.
Exactly. Bingo. Yes. Does anybody else have anything that they want to share? What other occupations do we have on this call?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm Kim Stedman. I am a writer. Hold on, I forgot to turn the video off. I was chasing my dog. I'm a writer, author, mentor for folks, and I help them to streamline, organize, and strategize so that they can write more and write now. So mostly the first stage is just getting them beyond the fear factor.
Okay.
To go ahead and either write that book or start that blog, but just really to write the words, get the draft done. Next end step would be to nurture them towards either self-publishing or launch their blog or whatever, but I haven't really formulated the end game yet.
Yeah. Who's your target market?
Christian women, probably in the 45 to 55 age range, who kind of have that empty nest, life is new, what am I going to do now? And so they're moving towards, exploring new things, have a little bit more time on their hands now that raising the kids is not job one because the nest is empty.
Yep. And what kind of books are they writing?
Mostly, I have not actually for that, and I know that I need to narrow in my niche because right now it's just been this heart thing of don't keep those words bottled inside. No matter who you are, what niche you're in, you matter, and words matter, and your words matter, and there's an audience out there for you. But there's just a lot of folks that just have that fear of writing that ebook that they need to be that connection with their prospective client, or getting that book out of their heart that they kind of always wanted to write, but they never did write. And so it's kind of broad right now. And I know I need to narrow that. I know I need to narrow my pond. That is what I teach authors, is that you can't market your book to everyody.
Isn't it funny how easy it is to coach everybody else?
Oh, yeah.
But you can't do it for yourself. Yeah.
I coach you. It's like, I gotta practice what I preach.
I know.
I've got to become the big fish in the little pond and not the minnow in the ocean. And so I'm really kind of just now really developing this in the past 3 or 4 months. So, I'm really trying to hone in on exactly what market, because I like to write children's books too. And everybody seems like they have a children's book on their heart, even if it's just the right one for the grandkids, which is why that's right, the one I'm working on. And anyway, so I'm just I'm throwing the net wide, and I've got to put the minnow bucket down and get more narrow. But.
Yeah. We've got a couple comments in the chat here. Angela, looks like she has a temperament pre-conference workshop link here. Oh, this is for the conference coming up on Friday. Okay, got it. And then Karen's asking everybody to put their name, location, your web address, and your mission statements in the chat. So yeah, that would be helpful if you guys could do that. So we've got, let's see, I'm gonna go back one more. Okay, so we've talked about the results that we've achieved. We have the next desired result. So our next step then is going to be a product inventory. And basically, this is everything that you deliver to them. We're going to put all of your deliverables into products. What does that mean? Well, this is the vehicle that you use to get your prospect from what they want to their desired end result, right? This is the way that you get them there. So we're going to list your products. And I have a sheet for this as well in the workbook. It looks like this, and there's even a product example on the first sheet. And you can, however many products you have, fill this out. I've got a blank one in here too. So if you're OCD like me and you don't want to have somebody else's example up here in the corner, you can throw this one away and you can just use this one to make copies, as many copies as you need for all the products that you have. If you're a retailer and you have too many products to list them individually, you could also categorize them. So for example, you could say I have daily vitamin supplements versus supplements that hone in on specific needs, whatever that might be. So in our examples here, so the top line, you're going to put the name of your product, and then you're going to list the deliverables below it. So you want to get detailed and specific and break down every step of the process into a separate item. So an example for a social media manager might be they could include copywriting, design, custom coding, social media management. I guess this is marketing, not just social media management. This is marketing specific. Ad placement, video creation, strategy consultation. I mean, the list goes on and on for everything that could be considered a deliverable for marketing. You wouldn't probably just sell this individually unless you're a freelancer. A freelancer would do just, video creation maybe, and nothing else. But most businesses, they are providing more solutions. So then that's what your product is the whole solution that you're delivering. And so when we look at this, the product example on your workbook, we've got the social media manager and all the deliverables, the posting, the content creation, post branding, all of that. Does anybody have questions on that when you fill that out for yourself? Does that make sense?
I mean, I don't have a question, but I'm thinking, why haven't I done this before? And just doing it just now, I started writing into the future. What else do I want to be offering? I mean, this is exciting.
Yes.
So I just forget that we have so much stuff.
Uh-huh.
So an example is that I wrote down, what's one of the products we have? We have a NACWE Facebook fan page.
Yeah.
But are we telling them in there periodically, don't forget, there's free training on the website for you. It rotates all the time. So who knows? They probably get 36 different webinars throughout the year, maybe more.
Yeah. It's
going to help me to kind of open my mouth finally and say, this is what we have better. This is awesome.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And so again, just remember that these are your vehicles to get your prospect from a prospect to a satisfied customer at the end, right?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
In this, like when you when I fill out my inventory, that might be I have a website, or the next one would be I have a Facebook page. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Or is that
are you filling those in as deliverables? Is that what you're asking?
Under your inventory.
I think yours would be like both of the assessments would be separate name, and then describe them under the deliverables, and then your private coaching or those sessions would be one of your products, right?
Yeah, think of what you sell. What do you sell?
Okay.
What you sell is your product, and then everything that's included in what you sell is your deliverable.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. Your assessments might be sold separate, but it also might be included with a bigger product, right? Like if they buy a big coaching package, I'm sure the assessment is probably included in your coaching package.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions on the inventory? Okay, we'll move along to secret number 3, the eternal path. Why is it eternal? Because we never want to lose them as clients. We like them, right? So we always want to, in order to never lose them, we always want to have a top tier product that we've never sold. Because and once you sell it, then you have to think of the next thing. What's their next desired end results that we're going to have to create, that we're going to have to solve for them and give them a way to get there, right? So before we can get to the next step, though, we have to start with step 1. Step 1, they're still a prospect, right? So think back to the prospect, think back to your favorite client, all the pain points that they were going through at that time. We need an opt-in. We need to get their attention. So we're doing a Facebook ad. We need to get their attention and get their email address so that we can continue to build that relationship with them so that they learn to know us, like us, and trust us. So we need to get their email address. That's what step 1 is all about. So again, remember your client as a prospect. What was their pain? What was their immediate pain that they wanted relieved as soon as possible? And did they even realize they were in pain? Sometimes our prospects don't even know that they're in pain, that there's an easier way. They don't have to suffer with what they're living through. They don't know it. So sometimes you have to educate them. And so then what do you need to educate them about in order to prep them to buy your product or service? So what are the things that we can give away? Ideally, an opt-in is free, or something that they would give us their email address for. So it needs to be attractive because people don't willingly give out their email addresses. So it has to be something that's desirable, but yet something that doesn't cost us a lot. So that could be a free consultation. It could be a white paper, a blog, a cheat sheet, free samples, tutorials, ebooks, free challenges. If you have maybe your health challenge, maybe you have like a 5-day challenge that you could do for free. Templates, webinar, quizzes and assessments are really good to give away for free. People love to take quizzes. And then the resource guide. So these are just ideas, and these are called lead magnets because it draws people in and gives you a new lead. So step 2 then, okay, we've got their email address. Now we need to continue to nurture them and, build that trust. Usually you do that with an email sequence. And then once they're warmed up to you a bit and they've consumed your lead magnet and they know that you are somebody who is knowledgeable, you know what you're talking about, and I'll be willing to part with a few dollars. That's when we introduce an intro offer. So you want to think about what's the ultimate product or service that you want to sell, what's your core product, and is it a big jump that requires a lot of faith? Or is it something that's not a high dollar amount and maybe they'll buy right away? You need to make that determination. Sometimes, so in these steps, when you're stepping through your buyer's journey, you might only need 2 steps. Maybe you can go right to your core offer if your core offer is only $30 or, $50. Maybe it doesn't take a lot to get people to open up their wallets. If you have a higher dollar amount though, then it's probably going to require more steps before you get there. You're probably not going to be able to just jump right in with a $50,000 offer and have people buy it just after giving their email address. You're going to have to build that relationship up. So if it is a big product, like a $50,000 product, is there something that you can splinter out a piece of it from your from your deliverables. Think about all of those deliverables in your inventory of that product. Is there something that you can sell individually, like at an introductory price point? So in the instance of a social media manager, it could be, I could sell a page audit, or I could help somebody identify their target audience, right? Those are kinds of things that you could work into an introductory offer that's a low cost, or lower cost, and something that would, again, continue to build that trust and step them toward their desired end result. Remember, all of these steps need to be a step closer to their desired end result. Any questions so far?
I was going to comment on your suggestion on the lead magnet ideas about a challenge. We do that sometimes with some groups. A group will get together and do a challenge. Excuse me, that's like a 7-day challenge, so that instead of people buying something that might be more in the $100 range or something, they can buy something for the $20, $25 range and just try it for a week.
Yes.
But by doing that, they're in a private group, so everybody's trying it together, and you get coaching, and you get that free, information and guidance and community. And then you can also, they have a chance to ask questions. And instead of just feeling like they're asking you, they have a whole group of leaders that can help answer the questions. They can get different feedback. So
that's a perfect intro offer.
Very
that's
cool.
a perfect intro offer. Yeah, and some of your lead magnets might not be, it might be an introductory offer. Yeah, you might, instead of offering the free challenge, maybe it's a paid challenge, but the freebie could be, I don't know, maybe it's a free sample before they get into it, or something that gives them a taste of what you do, and gets them a step closer to the desired end result.
One thing they do in the groups too is the person will pay, like I said, $20 or $25 to get that week supply of the one product, but by being in the group, they do give free prizes. So all the leaders chip in and they provide some, and it may be not product related. It may be Amazon gift card, or it may be, Chick-fil-A or something like that, but it also may be a free product or something that that helps them to be able to try the free product.
Mm-hmm. For the opt-in, though, I think you really want to stick with something that is product related and gets them closer to their desired end result, because this is your opportunity to introduce them to your product. So you want to put your best foot forward and show them why they should continue to invest in your product. So I would keep it product focused. Anybody else have any questions about any of this? And so, yeah, if you haven't already, the next page is has the lead magnet ideas, and then the places for the steps for each opt-in. So step 1 is the opt-in, and then step 2 is the intro offer, if it's necessary. You may not need an intro offer if your core offer is, $50 or maybe even $100. You may not need that step up. But if it gets much over $100, you're probably going to want to have that introductory offer. Just to either that, or you're going to need a longer email sequence where you're nurturing them and giving them value in those emails and showing them additional value through those emails. Okay. So we're up to step 3, which is the offer. If your primary offer is like a $10,000 offer, you may need to have like even a couple introductory offers that just continually step up a little bit at a time. But hopefully at some point we can just get to the offer. Then step 4 and 5 is upsells. So it's just adding on. What more value can I add on? And this is also where the eternal path comes into play. Once they've hit here, what else do they need? What else is going to enhance what they've got? So these steps, I know I have 5 laid out, but it really doesn't, there's really not a magical number of steps. It all is dependent upon how much your products are costing and, you know, how quickly you can build that trust and rapport with your people. So then the next step is to review your path and make sure that it takes them to their desired end result. So here's an example for me. My step 1 is a free marketing consultation. Step 2 would be a 1-page marketing plan. Step 3, I offer monthly social media management. So I show them a monthly plan of things that they can implement, and then I upsell them into social media management on a monthly basis. After that, I'll suggest a sales funnel, and I'll build that for them. A sales funnel, is everyone here aware what a sales funnel is? Do we all know? So a sales funnel is like, okay, you've got your whole marketplace. Basically, what we're trying to do is capture them and bring them down into a sales funnel. So once we get their attention and we have a lead, then they're in the top part of the funnel. And what we want to do is bring them down the funnel to a sale, right? To a closed sale. So that's basically what a funnel is. And that's what we're designing right now is your funnel. The top part is your opt-in, and then your introductory offer, and then the sale. So that's basically what we're doing right now. So what I do for my clients then is I'll do their monthly social media management, then I'll offer a sales funnel build, and I might flip-flop those steps around. It all depends on what those goals are. Again, there's nothing magical that says you have to go through these steps in order, but when you're laying something out for a client, for a new client, and they want to know what's going to happen, if you lay this out, then that helps them. And then step 5 is ads management. Once you have a funnel built, then you need to send traffic to it, right? Otherwise you won't get any sales. So we run some ads for that. So that's it. This is your buyer's journey once you've got that done. Does anybody have any questions or?
So this is awesome because I'm getting ready to do, I can't decide who to do it with. Kim Stedman and I've been talking about this, but I'm getting ready. I need to plan the next quarter, the first quarter, the last quarter of this year, the first quarter of next year. I have a process with which to do that, but this is missing, I think, from that process. And I'm just envisioning myself working through this. It takes hours to do that. I need to go away for a weekend. What an excuse to go away for the weekend.
Yes.
But I think I can just see myself drawing this funnel out, you know, for the plan. And, you know, obviously I need to start with NACWE and really end the year well and start the year again well, but the wheels are turning. I mean, I think you've done the right thing if our heads are spinning and we're thinking, you know, definitely.
I think I hear the lake house calling you already.
I think that's the retreat center at the lake. Yeah, I'm so there.
Oh, I've got some comments I've ignored here. Let's see.
Some of them are just people putting in who they are and what they do, which I had asked them to do.
Okay.
But I was saying we need yours in there too.
Oh yeah, we need your information. But you have a slide to show us how to get hold of you, and you're going to pitch you, right?
I wasn't going to, no.
Oh yeah, absolutely pitch you.
Karen can type it in there for you.
I'll type if you don't have a slide.
Yeah. Oh, I have one more slide, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot about my other slide. This is the last slide. Sorry about that, guys. You can create mini journeys too. in your funnel. So once you find that you have like more complex products, you can start to create a funnel for each step, and then they can kind of go in different directions depending on what the problems are that your client has. So if your client, once they're in your funnel, they've taken advantage of your introductory offer, but let's say their desired end result is not over here, but it's over here, because you may have products that go different directions and provide different solutions for people. Well, in fact, most of you probably do. So when you have that, then your funnels can kind of fork off and go different directions depending on what solutions you need to fill. So that's kind of what that is. So yeah. In this example, I would have an opt-in, obviously, for the free marketing consultation. I could have an intro offer for a marketing plan, but I could also go right to a continuity plan funnel. Like somebody has a marketing plan, but they don't have time to execute it, or they don't have time to manage their social media. So I could just jump right to the continuity plan funnel and skip the intro offer altogether. I kind of talked about that, I guess, didn't I? So yeah, it can get really messy, crisscrossing and going different directions. It's not always linear like it is here, which life isn't, right? Life is messy.
So in back up to that one slide just one more time, just a question for you. So in a product like this, if someone like me, I have a whole team of people working with me on social media, monthly, planned out, so you would coach the whole team through that process, not just me. You would be willing to coach the whole team through that process, not me. Am I correct?
Sure.
Because I see me working individually through opt-in, intro, offer, funnel, but when we get to the social media thing, it's the whole team. And then I see myself working through the sales funnel and the ads kind of without the team, and then drawing them in. You would be coaching a team, not just a person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And actually, yeah, I offer both coaching and done for you services too. So I could actually do the posting on your behalf as well. So yeah.
Okay, so let's you're Christine. I'm going to put in the chat box Christina Rader, and it's rethinkmarketing.com.
Oh yes, rethink-marketing.com. I could put that in too, I guess.
So, yeah, you have to put it in now because I don't know how to spell. So I keep trying to email Christina with Rethink Marketing without the hyphen. And so, of course, that's what my email contacts list pulls up. There's got to be a way to delete those things that you don't need. So make sure you put the hyphen in there, rethinkmarketing.com. And then that's your website. You have Facebook groups. You have some private Facebook groups.
I do. I have a private Facebook group that you might be interested in joining. It's called Perfectly Imperfect Entrepreneurs. And really the goal of the group is just to have a place, because entrepreneurship is a lonely road, especially if you're a solopreneur. And it's just a place for people to collaborate and boost each other up, because when we work together as a team and we team up with each other, you just get that much further, that much faster. The path goes faster. So it's basically kind of to be like an accelerant to your business. And yeah, I would love to have people join that group. I don't do a lot of pitching in there. I don't know. It's just not something that I'm monetizing at this point. Right now, I just want to build up the group and just love on each other and just be that resource for people and help them love on one another as well. So it's just about that right now.
And they would ask if they needed more, I think.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Questions, you guys? We actually have a... You guys are blowing me up. Kim's like, y'all, okay. Yeah, I need somebody just to make sure my email addresses are correct and I'm not, you know, putting my foot in my mouth. And Kim Smith, are you offering to be that person? She said, there's a whole nother assistant that I need, one to delete incorrect.
She's right, though, because all our electronics remember all the stuff, whether it's right or wrong.
But we can surely delete some of that mess. Do you guys have comments or questions for Christina? This is a perfect time to do it, even if you need to go back to square one. But I mean, I drew a picture of myself. I never thought about that your funnel, I kind of get the funnel, but that there are many funnels kind of branching off from there for
yes.
How it opens a whole new world to, I think in segments, I think in Excel.
Yes.
You know, boxes, whatever you call them,
Yeah.
cells, Excel cells.
Yeah.
That's my life. So that was very helpful to me too. Anybody got a comment or question for Christina? Even if it's back to square one.
I think it's helpful. You gave us tools we need to go work with offline.
Yeah.
With the quizzes and assessments, what kind of what do you use to create those?
Yeah, you can do like a Survey Monkey, but what I found is the simplest and the, I guess, lowest cost, and not, because sometimes you can actually go pay for this too and have like, there's, if you Google quiz maker or something like that, you'll see some apps pop up so that they, and then you can even set it up so that they can't get their quiz results until they give their email address. I like to be a little bit more upfront about it and let them know ahead of time, I'm going to need your email address before you're going to get your quiz results. But, you know, because I hate that when you spend like 5 minutes on a quiz and then you want your results and you're all excited and it's like, oh, they want my email address, I don't want to give it to them, you know. So I don't like to be sneaky about it. I'd like to be more upfront. And you can even do it like a reverse funnel, which I just did for a realtor, where they take, you kind of give a quiz and make it kind of a blog at the same time. So I'll see if I can pull it up actually. Let's see. I'm going to stop my share. I think I am anyway. Here we go. Stop share for a minute and pull it up, because I really like this funnel, how it works. I did it for a realtor. Share screen. Okay, so this is for a realtor, and the goal is to get more listings. So we have a shortage of homes on the market here, so we're trying to get people to think about, should I be selling my house? So here's a quiz: should I move? Top 10 or top peeves about homes and what to do about them. So this is kind of like a helpful blog. It gives really good information too about ways to overcome those pet peeves. And so lack of storage. It gives 4 checkpoints of things that they should do. And if they've done all of these things, they score it. If they score a high score because they've done everything that they can in order to address that pet peeve of not having storage, then it's an indicator that maybe they should be looking for a different house. Maybe they should be moving. So I just kind of took, all I did is I went and I researched what are the top pet peeves of homeowners, and then I wrote about the top ones and ways that they could address it. And then I just kind of created this simple little quiz. So I made it myself. There's nothing scientific about it. It doesn't mean that, yeah, you should go out and sell your house right now if you check every single box. But and then at the end I say, you know, if they did check every box and they want to consider moving, then they could contact the realtor for a free home valuation and see, you know, what their home's worth and start the process. So that's an email. That's kind of a kind of an open lead magnet. You know, it's not asking for that email address up front, but it's pulling people in to take the quiz. So
anybody else have a question? I do. I always do.
yes.
Anybody else?
Well, could I just say something about the little lead magnet?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know you probably know it, Christina. You know, you don't want to give somebody so much of a free lead magnet that they don't consume it.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And it sits and gets digital dust, because the whole idea is to get that.
You want them to be able to,
you know, you want them
to be able to consume it in a couple minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, in your experience, you know, what has been, you know, and yeah, a couple of minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, I'm thinking, you know, because if it's a big old 100-page ebook that you feel all about, that you're giving them all this, they're probably not going to read it. They're just too busy.
Right. Yeah.
They don't expect free opt-ins to be, or I don't, you know, it's almost like when I get something that's so huge, it's like, oh, just give me a quick answer.
Right. Yes.
Okay. 2 to 5 minutes. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. That's a very good point. Thank you for bringing that up.
So can you talk just a little bit about the difference when I create a Facebook event or a really great post and I want to boost those, and then when I go and try to create a Facebook ad, to me, the creator, they kind of look the same. Can you talk about the difference between a Facebook boosted post or an event and a real Facebook ad?
Well, okay, so this is going to depend on if you have Business Manager set up or not.
You set me up in Business Manager.
Yes. So if you don't have
the question about that before you go too much further is when you set me up in Business Manager last year, every time I went to that Facebook fan page, it popped up and said you're in Business Manager, and now it's disappeared. What does that mean? It doesn't say that to me anymore. It used to have a little block at the top that said you need to get into this Facebook page through Business Manager, and I would click on it and go in there. It has a gray bar across the top.
Okay. And you don't get that anymore?
No.
Oh.
I'm wondering if I did something wrong or.
I don't know. Facebook is always changing. So it could be that they're introducing some new format that it hasn't rolled out yet to me, or, you know, that's the other frustrating thing, especially when I'm trying to help clients and they're seeing things that haven't been rolled out to me yet. You know, it's like, I don't know, I can't help you. So yeah. So the boosting, okay, so first of all, if you don't have Business Manager set up, Facebook recognizes that you're probably like an entry-level advertiser, and so they allow you to boost. And it used to be that when you boosted, it gave you severely limited targeting options. Like you couldn't even target your city. You could target your state, but not your city, which, you know, for example, this realtor that I'm working with, that wouldn't be very good for her to target the whole state of Iowa, when we just needed to focus on Dubuque. So it was really limiting. And so we just always automatically sent everybody to go create a Business Manager. But now they have made it a little more entry level, like it should be, and make it make sense. So there are still limits to the targeting that you can do without setting up Business Manager, but at least you can target just your city, which is huge. So it's a nice introductory way to get started on Facebook ads without needing to have, you know, hours and hours of training. It walks you through. It's pretty simple. The targeting isn't really sophisticated though, and you also don't have a pixel set up, which a pixel will when you set up a pixel on your website, it tracks who your visitors are on your website, and then it feeds that information back to Facebook, who then says, okay, these kinds of people are visiting this website. These are the kind of people that we need to target with those ads.
So you can tweak your ad that way.
Exactly. So that's the downside of not having a business manager, is that you won't have a pixel and your targeting is going to be a little bit limited. But it is a nice way for somebody to start out and start getting their feet wet with ads. Once you're ready to graduate into something a little more, actually it's a lot more complicated, then you would want to set up a business manager. And then boosting really isn't, what I like to use boosting for is if I'm trying to test something and see if it's going to be successful or not, I'll post it first on my Facebook page and see what kind of reactions it gets. And if it's getting a lot of engagement, then I'll throw some money at it and I'll boost it to outside people beyond the page. So that's when I would boost. And you know, if you start to see crazy engagement outside too, that might be an indicator. You know, maybe I should do, it's objectives that it allows you to do. You get different objectives. So yeah. So you could consider then different campaigns that maybe are more direct call to action, or there's various reasons why you would boost versus why you would set up a whole campaign. So usually I boost when I have an unexpected engagement rate with a post on my page, then I'll boost it.
So how can I find out if I still have a business manager account, since I can't, it doesn't just automatically pop up anymore?
Oh, you still have one. It's still there.
How do I find it?
Okay, so I think I'm even still an admin on yours, so yours might pop up here. I'll share my screen.
Kim's unmute. Kim Smith is unmuted. Do you have a question?
Oh, I don't know. I was going to ask the question that you already answered. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, so you can see my screen, right? And all my millions of tabs. Ignore those.
I'm glad to know I'm not the only one that does that.
Okay, so over here at the top of my page, there's this little carrot. And it has my pages here. And then these are the pages that don't, well, no, they do have business manager. I'm not sure why they're separate like that. And then here's the ones that I have business manager set up for. So you just go click on see more and you can see all of these. Yeah, see, here's yours. That's how I know you still have one.
So just do the little carrot. That's called a carrot, that little diamond that points down.
Yeah, that little down arrow. Yep.
Terminology.
So it's right there, and that's how you can get to your business manager.
Thanks. I'm going to go looking, because if something doesn't pop up like it used to anymore. And you're right, Facebook changes things all the time. Yep.
Yeah.
Weenies.
I know. Oh, and the latest thing is the bots. I don't know how many people are using Messenger bots, but they changed the restrictions on that.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being in here. I so appreciate it. I think, you know, I'm one, and I'm going to assume everyone who showed up today is one entrepreneur who just needs to go a step further in marketing, and I think you took us there. I mean, there were so many aha moments for me. I thought, so
good. I'd love to
be in touch.
Well, and thank you so much for having me on. And really, yeah, I didn't have an offer because my goal was just to share and just to pour into you guys. So that's what my goal was. So
will you share your PowerPoint slides with us as well?
Yes. Yeah.
We only put them in the member classrooms. We don't publish them out other places, but that would be a help. Some of the folks in the chat room were asking for at least a snippet of some of those slides. So that would be awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, I will do that. And the workbook will be there as well, I assume, right?
Yes, it's already there.
Oh, so. Perfect. There you go.
Okay. God bless. Right. Thank you so much. Let me pray us out.
Yes.
Father God, we want to be wise marketers, and we want to meet the needs. That's what you've called us to do. You've given us a passion to meet the needs of people who need marketing help, who need social media help, who need finance coaching, who want to leave a legacy, who want to write a book, who want to be healthy and whole, who want community and education as Christian women entrepreneurs. You've given us these passions, and so help us to take the snippets of things that we are learning and at least take one step forward each week with new marketing ideas. I thank you for the insights you've given us today, and thank you for Christina, and we ask you to bless her immensely this afternoon in exchange for her gift to us this afternoon as well. We ask these things in Christ's name. Amen. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you.